Hey, Chad, how you doing?
Penis.
Oh, I
I
see.
like the starting music for this.
Dude,
I know.
right?
I'm like,
I
oh,
was
right
just
in the
being quiet,
heart.
Like, holy fuck! Oh my god, no.
This is fine.
It's very somber. Welcome back to Nat19 Vestige of Ophiuchus. Campaign 1 still, even though we're in episode 84, Campaign 1. It's nice of you to join us on what is going to be a very fun and happy game today. Yeah, hey, Peanut Gallery. If you're not in the game, be quiet.
Wow! Damn! Logan, I was looking at stream, but I saw all the little heckin' panels with our faces on it, and you took Quinn out, you monster!
Carrie, I'm pretty sure I
I know
banned
I'm
you
not
guys from
supposed to
looking
be
at stream.
We haven't started yet! I was looking and I saw it! You're a monster!
Oh, that's really funny.
I didn't even say
It's
it.
Okay, now I'm not
It's
looking.
a very simple request I've made that you guys not look at it.
Now
you guys
I'm
did it
not
in secret.
looking.
That's a fucking... You control yourself, Carrie. Also,
Now
I'm
I'm not
glad you
looking.
watched it because I was hoping that we'd get to bring it up that I took Quintus out. Yes, I'm a monster, and I delight in the evil that I do.
Can you do it again? I didn't see it.
Sure I can.
Yay.
Oh god.
There you go.
I closed chat. I'll look at it.
Whenever it
I'll
comes
go
up.
look at the VOD later.
When the devil's just too busy, and death's a bit too much. I can.
All on me by name you see.
For my special touch. Anyways, so last time we had a bad time. We're gonna see who's gonna give the recap regarding what happened last time. I expect a full recount of everything that was in the contract from whomever is chosen.
Alright.
Alright, jerky.
Hell yeah, dude!
I have to roll again. There's no longer that number means nothing now. Hayden.
I had a feeling. I was getting to my notes. Alright, let's go, boys. So, Alright, you know what? To bring in some levity, let's have some Ryuji in here, alright? Alright. So, last time on Vestige of Ophiuchus, session 83, we had just slain all the demons, you see, that had originally come through the portal from Gehenna. We did a good job. And then, we discussed how we would close said portal. Instead of, using the bag of holding and whatever the fuck that Miriam has, a haversack, I got there, I did it. The haversack, we were gonna be like, let's combine them, beyond, we'll destroy the portal that way. Lexi asked her magical question, which is a big deal. To ask how we could close the portal, we discovered we had to kill the Ultraloth in order to do so, who was fucking keeping it open and shit. And then we did a big dub, and we allowed Miriam to touch the Star Ruby. And, when he, attuned to it and shit, and, he let this fucking demon inside him take over, and what the fuck? And he was, pulled through this ruby portal through chains, because this other demon had taken over, and he turned red, not that cute purple, though. So, that's a problem in and of itself. But he got pulled through a portal, and he was gone. And then we're like, well, let's go through the portal, we'll kill the Ultraloth, and come back out. That's how it'll work. That'll be fine. That's gonna go fine. It did go fine. The moment we stepped through the portal to Gehenna, the portal fucking closed, and then we fought a bunch of shit, and then we fought the Ultraloth, and we nearly fucking TPK'd, but we made it out of there. We're like, well, shit. How the fuck do we get out of here? And we didn't know. And then Miriam was, what the fuck, in, a court of law. The fucking, oh god, diabolical court, some shit, something along those lines.
Did you say biabolical or diabolical?
Diabolical.
Okay.
No, it was diabolical. Diabolical court, is that what it is, DM Sama?
Yes.
Yay! I didn't write it down! But yeah, no, Miriam had to, fucking, be like, well, here's the people I want to speak for me, because he was in big, big trouble. Because he's Miriam fucking Lucius. Tired of your shit, boy. Anyways, so, Aviana, the Fanian, and fucking Quintus had to speak for him, and whoopsie-doo, Quintus wound up having to stay due to a contract. This is me really, really fucking cutting it down here, because I realized my recap's running long here, boys. No, I don't have everything from the contract.
You don't have to do that. I'm gonna
yeah, it was like,
that was a joke.
Thanks, man. I was like, I have
don't.
some shit written down. What, you don't want the entire contract in Ryuji?
No, that's fine.
I mean, I do.
We're already
I'll
past
do
the
that
point where
for
in
you.
old days I'd have to be
Exactly.
like, no initiative, I'm sorry, or no inspiration, sorry.
Yeah, so basically you signed a contract. Miriam's able to come back with us. We have to do some shit and give Fierda all our shit, or fucking Miriam has to beat Fierda in combat, and that can only go well. Miriam got some boons. He's now immune to flames and shit like that. Like, he's no longer just fire resistant. He's just immune to it. And then we all said goodbye, and Vogan punched a tree. And that's where we left off, and now it sucks.
The tree's fucking dead.
It's dead.
That
It's
tree's
a dead
fucking.
tree.
How much
tree is
XP does he
splintered.
get for killing that tree?
That tree is splinters.
Oh yeah, and most of us, if not all, are level 10. Yay!
All.
All of
Apart
us are
from
level 10.
Cinder.
Fuck yeah! Well,
Yeah.
I can't help it there. But yeah, no, there's your recap. I
One
hope
day.
the Ryuji voice helped you feel better. Love you. Mwah. I don't know who that guy was. Hi.
Who the fuck was that?
I don't fucking know. Something like weird took over my body briefly. I felt a
Oh my
lot
God.
dumber.
That's
tracks.
Weird, I didn't know the difference.
No, it's fair. No, it's so fair.
Damn.
Be nice.
Get out of here.
Ouch.
You ain't in
Alright.
game no more.
Alright.
You shut up.
Ouch,
let's
but true.
bring it in. Let's bring it in.
Okay.
So, that is the extended, abridged recap of what happened last time. Coming back into things, it was midnight whenever you guys returned. A couple of hours had passed in your brief movement between the planes, your movement into Gehenna, and then into the fourth layer of Hell, and then finally back through a ruby-colored portal back into the prime material plane. You've emerged back into, stepped under roughly where you left originally. Returning, the town is quiet. It's dark. The moon in the sky is almost full. It's relatively large in the sky right now, providing some light, not being blocked out by the mountains, and there's soft snow falling on the area. As I said last time, there's a despairing, hollow quiet to everything compared to where you just were. You take note of the stark difference between the churning of lava and magma and the ashy air as opposed to the instant change to the crisp wind and vacant howling of wind moving through the valley that this village is in. It's midnight. You guys are free to do as you want.
I want to hug Miriam. What's Miriam doing? Am I allowed to hug him?
He had collapsed at the end of last session,
Heck.
but you'd get up and let you.
Okay, good.
Let's get back to the end.
Yeah.
That is probably a good idea.
Get out of the cold.
I will check on Winchester.
Sure.
You go to where Winchester was tied up, which was by the majority of the townsfolk, and you find that they are not there. Well, Winchester's there, but all of the people who had been...
Oh, I panicked.
all the people who had been hiding there, who had been stationed at that location, in that home, they appear to have, at some point, left. They appear to have, at some point, moved back into the town. As you move, there's the occasional flickering on of a light, as you pass by outside, candles on every couple of houses here seem to flicker on as if people are trying to see outside. You just see the shadows of people within their houses. When you get there, you find Winchester tied up. They let out
Is he like... Oh, sorry.
They let out a expected whenever you come by.
Hello, Master Winchester. Is Winchester, like, is he tied up, like, outside or in some kind of stable, or?
He's currently tied up just outside. The house that he was attached to doesn't have a stable. He was put there, to my recollection, to be with the large group of people.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Then, yeah. If you'll allow me, I'll, unhook him and bring him closer to where we're staying, see if there's any kind of, like, roofed area where he'll be a little warmer.
Yep, you can take him back to where he was before. He follows rather slowly.
Sir Quintus might be take a little while, getting back. Master Winchester. But you will see him again soon. You have nothing to worry about. We will make sure of that. And he has to make sure that you are safe and comfortable. If perhaps Master Merriam knows how to a spell to speak with animals. I could ask you what you would like more specifically.
Winchester listens to you speak and picks up on the something is clearly wrong based on the tone of your voice, but doesn't seem to have any incredibly intelligent reactions to what you're saying. He is a horse, I'm afraid.
Yeah. He's, yeah.
Don't worry, Izzy. I did the same thing when trying to revivify.
Yeah, he's talking more to himself than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
He's at a loss for words. He'll just pet his mane and try and be calming as they walk.
You get him back to the area behind there beside the inn, and you tie him up there.
Yeah. Are there any, like, blankets or anything around that I could throw on him?
Sure. If you'd have to go inside and probably procure them from the inn itself, though.
Okay. I'll do that and ask for some horse feed.
As you guys enter, the others, when he went to do that, what did you guys go do?
Go directly inside and see if we can find Kimberly. If we can't find him, I am raiding behind the bar and finding as many bottles of booze as I possibly can.
Whenever you go in and you go into the main area of the inn/tavern, he is in fact, he's there. Whenever you go in, he's sitting with his elbows on one of the tables, turned away from the door, his chin sitting on his hands, which are clasped in front of him, and as you guys enter and the familiar bell goes off inside, he turns, looks towards all of you, has this moment of a double take where he turns, regards you, turns back, and then suddenly shifts, the chair squeaking loudly under his feet as he abruptly stands. Oh! You, how'd you manage to make it back? You're back!
We had some assistance.
Is everything all right? We saw you we saw you go into the center of the town there, and you went through the gate from what a couple of people had snuck in to see saw, and then it closed behind you, and several hours went by, and we thought that you were gone.
Stepped under safe. You won't be dealing with specifically them and again.
You really managed to do it.
Yeah.
like collapses into his chair, and you see his body as if days of stress and anxiety and a lack of sleep catch up with him all at once. Oh, I can't even begin to tell you how grateful we are. I can't even begin to put it into words. If you need rooms, and I assume you probably need to rest. You have the run of the place. The room that you put the guy in before. We moved him. I checked on him earlier today. That was Igneal. That was the father of the Gensley family, and he's still not doing so good, but after I recognized who it was you brought back, I sent them along to spend what might have been their final moments with their wife and daughter. So, that room's free if you want it, as are any. Use any that are here. This place is at your service.
Got any booze? As much as you can give us.
Oh, I got booze. Oh, yeah.
I'll
He like stands, he
Miriam.
walks. He's like walking almost autonomously towards the bar. I got lots of, yes, absolutely. Like crouches down underneath. You hear him shambling through bottles. Gonna need more after this. Oh my goodness. Oh. He provides you guys with whatever you want.
Look at Miriam. Need a drink?
No.
What do you need?
It's a harder question than you'd ever normally think.
That's fair.
I can't help but notice. You see Kimberly look at you guys. His green lower lip just curls upwards. He puts his hand through his hair and seems to nervously brush all of his hair back out of his eyes. I'll give you all some space. If you need anything, you let me know.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You see a look of understanding on his face as he realizes why you're all not present. Flux around when you get here, he would provide you with blankets to put over Winchester.
Appreciate it. Does he have like a horse feed?
Yeah, he should. I mean, he has a stable. I imagine he has some.
Good. And I'll thank him quietly and bring it back up to Winchester, make sure he's secure and warm and well fed.
Mm-hmm. After that, you hear him go into one of the other rooms. He takes a bottle with him when he leaves. No glasses or anything, he just takes an entire bottle. And you hear him collapse loudly onto a bed in one of the rooms.
You guys, what are we gonna do?
Is there anything we can do?
We can start by getting good rest. Then tackle tomorrow as it comes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You should try to get some rest as well.
Do you want any of us to stay with you, or do you want some time by yourself?
I think I'll be fine by myself.
Try not to do anything dumb.
So you didn't agree to try to not do anything dumb, so I might not be leaving you by yourself. I'm just gonna scoot over, make sure I'm sitting next to Marion.
Fenris will start to go and kind of stop, putting a hand on Miriam's back, turning to him. This isn't easy. We all want to find a solution. I know your judgment. If you do choose to do something, I'm sure we would all like to be involved. If you need anything. And she'll kind of pat his back and head up.
Vogan will also head up to his room.
Do you
What's
plan
Sunder
to?
doing?
Do you plan to try to? You guys are like, what's Sunder? Yeah, my inability to state where Sunder goes apparently almost goes Sunder trapped in hell. He was guarding me,
Oh my god!
Control him.
Yeah, but apparently the guy who controls him come back in and then leave the Sunder. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't control him.
I just imagine Vogan leaving and Sunder following and being like, we're going to different places. And then continuing to walk.
He'll also go to he'll pat Miriam on the back, just put his hand lightly on him, kind of awkwardly, in like a half gesture, like almost a back pat, but then clearly he thinks that maybe that's not the right gesture to make, so he stops, just has his hand on your back. Hey, I know I'm new to you guys, but if you need anything from me, you know you can ask, right?
I do.
And I meant it. When we get him back, I'm gonna be there. He nods kind of nervously as he breaks eye contact. He'd probably want you to stay well, so... You know, stay well. And he'll head off to a room where he can get rest as well.
I don't know if there's gonna be like a scene with Heckin. I don't know if Lexi and Mary want to talk, but just preemptively, Avi will get a knock at the door.
Yeah. What?
Fenris will kind of open the door and poke her head in.
Avi is laying sprawled out on the bed, whiskey in hand.
Like the entire bottle? Like
Not. Yeah, occasionally just taking a sip of it.
Fenris will tentatively close the door. This expression that kind of gives away her contemplation if she's supposed to be here right now.
You're fine.
Flashing across her face. She'll take a deep breath, kind of release the tension in her shoulders, and put a hand out for the bottle.
I will pass it to her.
She'll sit down on the bed, take a swig, make a little bit of a face.
You get used to it.
It's been a long time, since I turned to this particular old friend. There are no words for the amount of grief we all must be feeling, but I feel the need to ask, how are you doing?
Not good. I can't stop replaying it in my mind. allowing Miriam to touch that fucking ruby again. And just watching that happen and watching him get pulled through that fucking portal. That's what led to this.
None of us knew what that would have caused, Aviana.
I know.
I know you had an encounter with it before, but nothing in my vision, nothing could have prepared us for this.
I can't stop thinking. Well, I understand it makes more sense for the contract and the way Fiona works and the way she's binding Quintus and Miriam into this. It makes sense. But I can't help thinking I should have tried to stay instead.
Avi, that wouldn't have solved anything. It doesn't matter which one of us ended up staying. While I lament that it was Quintus, it would have been a great loss, no matter. No one's calling you selfish for choosing self-preservation. Plus, Fiona seemed to make it pretty specific that she wanted Quintus.
The moment he stepped up there, I had a feeling. But things would have gone much worse if my mother had shown. If she'd been up on that stand, I don't know that we would have gotten Miriam back. I can't trust that. So while there's a part of me, a very selfish part of me, that wanted nothing more than to see her appear there, or to step through that portal the moment it showed up, ultimately it's for the best that she wasn't there. Because there's no way Miriam would have survived that.
But this is only for now. We will move forward and we will find a solution to this. I know the highest standard well enough, and with your guidance and with Vogan and with everyone else, I'm sure we can put something together.
My guidance?
As much as you resent him, you know you loved Quintus Vanderbilt just as much as the rest of us.
He was alright. Just take a big swig of the whiskey.
You know, in a time like this, I can't help but think of some of Quintus Vanderbilt's finest moments. You never met him, but we had a member who traveled with us named Raleigh Vermilion, and at one point, he died, and his patron showed up to take this apple of a mirror that we had, and Quintus was more than willing to throw himself at this giant ice dragon to battle it out for someone he knew for a minute amount of time. But that's Quintus. He would do that for any of us. He would do that for any of us.
He really would. It's a frustrating, impulsive piece of shit. But he cared.
I used to think that good didn't mean nice, and that nice didn't mean good, but with Quintus Vanderbilt, he certainly was both at most occasions. perhaps wasn't consistently the most charming, but I guess that's what made him more lovable.
Strangely, part of his charm.
But those are the moments that I insist you grasp upon in this moment where I find that you're blaming yourself, Avi.
A bit, I guess.
We have to find hope in this situation. I can't watch you fall into despair.
It's all I bring, Fenris.
Don't. You know that's not true.
I want to hate him for making this choice, I do. I want to be angry at him, and I want him to be here so I can slap him in the face and yell at him about this, but I can't blame him for the choice he made. Because if my best friend was up there, and it was a choice between staying with Fierna or seeing them go free, I would have made the exact same choice.
I think we all would have. Most of us. Still, we have to carry hope for those who can't. I'm worried for Miriam.
Me too.
I can't imagine what he's thinking right now and what's going through his mind.
I can't imagine what he's going through. To a point, I can. Like, when I lost Roar. To that fucking spell, it was empty. I don't know exactly what he's going through, but I get the feeling it's that hopelessness and guilt that comes along with it.
I think, especially since both of you are very close, reminding him he's not alone in this grief, and that he's not alone in finding the solution is important. Same goes for Vogan. I can see him being consumed with this rage upon what happened, and all we can do is be there for them. He's not gone.
I know.
It's hard to leave him somewhere like that. I can agree with that. But we carry a piece of him wherever we go. I'll let you get to your evenings. Pardon me, I didn't intend to stay this long. And Fenris will, wipe at her face.
You can stay. If you want. And it's... While I care about Quinn, I'll say I'm more worried about Miriam and what this will do to him. He's already impulsive. Grief makes you do stupid things.
Yeah. I know. And without much prompting, Fenris will stay.
Cool. She'll pass the bottle back and forth. And just occasionally pull out the sending stone and just kind of stroke it between her fingers and put it away. Just kind of sit quietly with Fenris.
Yeah, Fenris
Getting progressively drunker.
Fenris will fall into bouts of being quiet and then come up with one of the stories about Quintus, telling Aviana about how they all met, how shy she was, how loud and rambunctious Quintus was, how the group was when we first began this journey.
Avi will just listen. Not letting herself cry, but definitely looking like she wants to.
Yeah.
Elsewhere in the building, is anybody else doing anything in particular, or are the rest of you just trying to rest?
I'm just sitting with Miriam. Sit beside him. Maybe like I can put my head on his shoulder.
Are you guys gonna put in enough rest during this night to qualify for a short rest or a long rest, or are you guys gonna, or is Miriam not about that right now?
I'll probably pass out at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Lexi would wait until he's asleep, and then she would go to sleep.
Miriam, could you roll me 1d100? I'm going to long rest the party.
Hooray!
9. Woo!
Rare single digit.
As we all know, lower's better.
Damn. God, I hope.
Miriam.
Yeah.
After a few hours pass, you try to hold on, but you eventually do fall asleep. Whenever you do, you have a dream of awakening, of lying down and being in this what seems like endless, very shallow pool of what at first seems to be water, but it just seems to be the material of everything around you. The ground is this infinite expanse of black. The sky is an infinite expanse of white, with the horizon blurring between the two rather than being a straight line, as if the horizon seems to just vanish. Whenever you move, you feel these ripples, and when you look down, you note that your own body, and in this dream, your own hands are also pure white with a thick black outline, as if everything has lost its definition, as if you're in this dream you are only the shape of yourself, as opposed to having any physical characteristics. When you look down, you briefly catch your reflection, and you see that the only thing that you see in the infinite reflection below you is your form, white, the outline of it, sketchy black lines running along your outline with your eyes, which are this faint but contrasting red, being the only thing that you see. But not your eyes with proper definition, you just see your eyes are just these red circles. Your appearance is somewhat akin to, just to pull a pop culture reference, just because it's easy, your appearance is somewhat akin to the way you might expect Anti-Spiral to be animated from Gurren Lagann, but with more definition, less chaotic elements. There's silence around you. The occasional sound of dripping water that seems to echo out into infinity, but at the same time, in your mind, and as it makes sense to you, it makes no sound at all. As you remain in this dream that seems very lucid, you occasionally become aware of behind you there being another individual that without even looking at them, you become aware of their appearance. You become aware that they have a similar appearance to you, except where your body is white, outlined with black, their body appears to be red, outlined with white, and their eyes are little black circles instead of red, as if your colors had been jumbled around. This figure behind you, without you turning to look at them, feels as if they're close enough that you could hear them breathing, but at the same time, feels like they're an eternity away from you. Everything remains in silence. Despite knowing they're there, you know that they have no reflection, and that at the same time, you can tell everything they do. You're as aware of them as you would be your own body.
I'll try and look at them.
As you turn to look at this person, As your body shifts and you note that as you move, everything moves normally, but there's this odd sensation that everything is moving through thick space, as if everything is in slow motion, but at the same time unhindered. The space you're in appears to be a mass of logical contradictions that only make sense because you're within a dream. As you turn towards them, you see this figure stand, having previously been sitting. You notice that, again, in this vast pool of blackness that you stand upon, they don't seem to cast a reflection, even though you do. They're turned away from you. Their tail, mimicking yours, flicking and striking the watery surface below you. But it seems to cause no ripples, even though every movement you make seems to cause a disturbance in this material below you. As you turn, you see their head slowly turn to look over to you. They're back to you initially, but they turn. You see their hand raise up. They put it on their chest as if they've begun pontificating. They spend a minute or so making gestures as if speaking. And then, when they get no response from you, you see they put their hand up, and their hand just kind of urgently goes into this stance of just, right, 1 second. And they put their hand up to where their face should be, and they seem to draw a mouth across their own face. And you see just a line, a black line appear. There we are. The logic of the inside of your mind is a bit askew. Sorry about that. I suppose I should start again. Now that I've finally been pulled up from below the surface, it is nice to meet you. I take from what happened before, your name is Miriam Lucius, is it not?
A nod silently.
I would introduce myself, but I'm afraid I have long since been stripped of my name. I should hope to regain it someday. In the meantime, I apologize. Our meeting is not exactly, it doesn't seem to benefit either of us terribly. But as long as we are to spend time together, now that you have been so gracious as to pull me up from the darkness below, he seems to stomp his foot on the darkness that's below both of you, and brought me up to the surface to look at the world through your eyes, I would very much like to learn about you. Would you teach me?
Yes.
He sits. Assuming you haven't stood by this point, he sits in a position directly mirroring yours. Not matching it, but mirroring it. Every one of his limbs and his placements being a perfect reflected opposite of yours. I suppose you must want to know what you can about why I'm in here. If you don't want to know, that's just as good.
No, I want to know everything.
You see the small mouth, the small line that seems to constitute a mouth, which you don't seem to have had to draw in order to speak here. You see it curls slightly up into this almost cartoonish smile. I like that vigor. I was once a pit fiend. However, the same court that judged you judged me for some particular, crimes, I suppose, that I committed. Unimportant things. I was to be destroyed in the hellfires of Phlegethos, judged by the diabolical court. However, around the same time that I committed my crimes, there were experiments being done. I'm sure that you already know enough about that. Fiona opted to, instead of sentence me to death, stripped me of my name, reduced me to my most basic elements, and then separated my soul into tiny little bits to use as a catalyst, something to insert into the minds and souls of some children so that they could be reborn, attuned to Fiona, compatible as tieflings with the primal gemstone of Vestige, who themselves was once a tiefling. I was placed into many children such as yourself, and a small fragment of me remained within. Most of them died, and I'm not sure I'm even whole anymore. But it seems that you survived. And what you've been through, and your magical exploits, appear to have cultivated what remained of my soul, and reinvigorated it to a point where I'm practically a person again. So I suppose I should thank you for raising and taking such good care of me. I have no idea what I'm going to do now. I was briefly outside, but the moment I woke up, Fiona heard me. I guess they tied the awakening of my soul back to them. That's why they took us when they did. And they immediately made it clear that if I didn't go back inside, they were going to burn us both on the spot. So back in I went. Would you like me to leave?
Could you even if you wanted to?
I'm not sure. It's possible that I can only exist because your soul is keeping mine around. I'm incomplete without you. If thrown into the outside, what's left of me may wither away. But at the same time, I detest the thought of remaining as a parasite.
Can you be of use?
Oh, I dare say that I could. I was once a powerful pit fiend, after all. Though I can't remember much of my life before I was scattered, beyond the fact that I was tried for crimes against the diabolical court, I do know that the unique circumstances of my creation were because I was no ordinary pit fiend. If you did find a way to return me to the outside world, I promise I could be very useful to you. And I have no love for Fiona.
I'll keep that in mind.
I think the simplest means to return me to what I was would be probably to find and return to me my true name. But I can't imagine how we would do that. In the meantime, why don't you give me one?
Oh, you look like me.
You'd
Perhaps
better
an
not
echo.
give me your name backwards or something.
No. I'll simply refer to you as my echo.
Ah. I am your echo. So be it. That seems to fit. Well, I can't offer you much at the moment. As you guys continue to talk, the black surface that you're on seems to start to rise up, as if the tide were coming in this dream of yours. And you note that though you are pushed to the surface of it, as it raises up, it seems to consume and slowly take him in. I will remain here until you can think of a way to assist me. Let me out and return me to what I was, and I could be a great ally to you in standing against Fierna. I won't make you sign any troublesome contracts. That's not how I operate. Keep me in mind. He taps his head. After all, that's where I'll be. He seems to dip down below the surface. There's a faint, singular ripple that echoes out from where he was. As this happens, there's a sudden shift. The dream that you're in returns to what you might expect one to be, though lucid. You find your mind wandering to any number of dreams brought upon by subconscious impulses, bad memories. It's unpleasant, but you can tell that your mind is returned to normal.
I try and focus my dream, and I spend the rest of the night trying to go through old memories back when I was with Emma.
As you try to, you find them hazy. At one point in the past, you remembered them very clearly, even though everybody else seems to have forgotten them. As you try to recall them now, you start to find that your own memory of them has become fuzzy. What they look like changes from memory to memory, and you know that happens when you recall things from the far past, but you can tell there's a strange difference to it. And for the first time in a very long time, you start to suspect that it may not have been everybody else that was odd, but that your memory of this singular woman that you knew who seemed to vanish. You have a brief moment of considering that might have been something more mysterious than it let on, and that perhaps your own memory isn't worth trusting. You don't know that for certain, but with everything that's happened, it crosses your mind. As you fade back into dreams, and your mind slowly lets go, becomes less lucid. Unless everybody has anything else they want to do the next day, we're going to slip into the next day after everybody's had a rest. You guys can awake in whatever order you wish to. We'll say you guys come to, stop trancing, wake up around 10 a.m., 11 a.m. the next day, getting more than the 8 hours of sleep you need. Going to long rest you.
Fenris would have tried to wake up just a smidgen early from her trance to go downstairs and find the kitchen.
Those of you who suffered from hit point reducing effects, you find yourself to have recovered.
Thank God.
Oh, good.
Vogan will just, as soon as he wakes up, walk out and just kind of stand in the cold for a bit. And he will get into like a meditative pose, like a cross-legged, just focusing with his sword. And just sit there for a bit.
Around this time, around the time that you guys wake up, with the mountains that surround the area, the mornings seem to last a little bit longer. It takes the sun a while to get up to a point where it comes over the mountains, but around the time when you all wake up from your various rooms, from your meditation, from your trance, you see the first rays of the sun peeking in over the fangs of the valley, the mountain ranges that stretch out and form a wall that creates this valley that you're in. When you do, there's a very calm sensation to it. It's not snowing today. But the sun rises regardless of what you've lost. Although seemingly later than it should have.
The sun was waiting for him.
Stop! I'm already dying!
As long as, if I don't think Kimberly would care, but unless Kimberly stops Fenris, she'll take to the kitchen like it's her own and start making lots of eggs and hashed heckin'
Hash
potatoes.
Browns?
Yeah.
You find in the
You got
kitchen
it.
here, there is a surplus
Oh, no.
of potatoes, deer meat, and preserved trout.
Ooh, I'm making trout locks. Get some capers on there.
Blah.
Heckin' deer meat fakin'.
Dakin, I guess.
So many different
Delicious
types of
bacon.
potatoes. Like potato cakes, hash browns. Like Fenris is, for some reason or another, going above and beyond what she usually does. Like breaking a sweat even for her cooking.
A good girl.
Avi will eventually emerge and make some tea and go outside. Not necessarily to go find Vogan, but also just to stand in the cold.
Watches her walk past, plate of potatoes in hand.
Wow.
No, wait, come back.
No, I have potatoes for you. I can.
They'll come back
Lexi would just be like trying to read Miriam, like just because he's clearly not going to talk about stuff even if she asks. So she's just trying to get like a general read from his expression and like vibe.
He would have woke up last. You'd found him at the table he was at.
What's his face look like, boy?
A mixture of tired and sad.
Okay. Lexi staying very close to you.
Seeing as you guys are still in the heckin' like dining area, Fenris will trot over and put two very full plates down in front of you. Good to start the day with lots of breakfast.
He's already eating.
She'll like smile at that.
Lexi kind of scrunches up her nose and is like, "Fenris, what is this?"
Well, they didn't really have any fruit because cold outside, so it is. Are there any eggs?
Not a lot.
Or is it just those 3 items? Okay. Well, she would have given Lexi a sunny side up egg.
Oh.
If there are
At a time
spare
like
eggs.
this, you give me a sunny side up egg.
Fine, never mind. For the fucking party. Like a fucking
No,
coat.
I'm kidding. You're beautiful. I'm just being a dick.
It has a little bacon smile.
No, she wouldn't have gone that far. But she'd be like, well, it's,
Of course not. It has a little bacon
It's-
standard.
Little bacon Quinn, just full
It's-
Quinn, just smiling.
Alright.
lots of potatoes, an egg. I recommend mixing the yolk of the egg with the potatoes. That's really the only way to eat them. And then meat. Delicious meat. Please trust me, Lexi.
Banners,
You
did you
have
see
to
the
eat.
yolk of the potatoes?
The yolk of the egg. I perhaps I didn't sleep well.
I get
I-
that.
That's
I'll
understandable.
get back to what I was doing. Please enjoy. Eat as much as you want. I'm making more now, so have as many plates as you want. She'll look at Miriam specifically. As many plates. And she'll take off back to the kitchen.
Lexi will eat her egg and potatoes, but not the meat because you called it meat. Didn't say what it was. Just like, it's meat!
I'm scared that the Devin and Carrie will make Lexi not eat the deer meat. I digress. She goes back
Fair
to
enough.
cooking.
Fair enough.
Building 2 massive plates for the 2 outside. Heading outside with perhaps a fire in her eyes. That is not so normal for Fenris. And she'll urge one upon Aviana.
Not hungry.
With how much we drank last night, you might as well eat.
I have to.
It'll settle your stomach. Please. Even a little. I'll settle for some potatoes.
She'll grab, assuming it's in bacon form or whatever the fuck, she will grab a slice of the deer bacon and just kind of rip off a chunk of it and put the rest back on the plate.
Fenris will. I'll take that. I'll take that. And then she'll like look at Vogan meditating and Spencer, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to roll insight to whether or not it's a good idea to bother Vogan right now.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Say what the DC is out loud before she rolls.
Why would I do
you
that?
bitch.
Why would I give her the opportunity?
So you can't say 27, motherfucker!
You bitch.
You would notice he's it seems like he's in deep thought. More or less, like he's keeping awareness of his surroundings, but he's also just thinking about things. He doesn't seem, he's trying to keep his emotions in check.
Fenris will trek out to where Vogan is and kind of put the plate in the snow and stick the fork and knife up, using the snow to prop it up, and she'll go to leave, pause, and then kind of mumble, it's better when it's warm, and then head back inside.
Before you leave, like without even opening his eyes or anything, just thank you, Fenris.
Anytime, Vogan. Thank you. And just that, like, response gives her even more of a light in her eyes and a burning. And she'll storm back inside.
Cold as shit out here. Definitely want it.
Yes, go. Enjoy the fakin'.
Purposefully not
Bacon
telling
bacon.
anyone what this meat is.
Robbie's about it.
It's deer
Deer
meat.
bacon.
Like,
Deer meat's
deer
fucking
bacon.
delicious.
it's dakin'.
I've
She would also make a plate for Kimberly. By the by. And if everyone seems to be fed who does eat in general. Oh, and Sunder. She would find Sunder and give him a plate as well. And, like, the moment that she's done cooking and everyone is well fed, she's off to where I assumed Flux would tell her where Winchester is.
Flux probably never came back inside. Like, as long as it didn't get, like, too cold to, like, properly rest, he would have stayed outside as long as he could. And then, if it was, how cold is it, Logan?
Currently...
Is Flux dead in a barn right now?
It's like 2 degrees Celsius outside. It's pretty cold.
Would he have been able to, like, rest out there with like, a blanket?
Sure.
Okay. Then yeah, he would have just stayed out there and went inactive for 6 hours, and then...
Not the best in the world, but we'll say that shielded from the wind, sure.
Cool.
Would it be, like, kind of obvious where the stables are within this inn?
They're attached... The overhang where he's tied is, like, attached to this building.
Perfect. If Flux wakes up, he'd probably wake up to Fenris, kind of feeding Winchester and, like, grooming him and kind of making sure everything's up to par with Winchester. More energetic than, dare I say, usual.
Yeah, Flux doesn't sleep, so he would have seen you coming in. Yeah. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Fenris.
Good morning, indeed.
How is everyone doing?
A little worse for wear, but bouncing back perhaps better than expected.
Yes. Our friends are quite strong indeed. I only wish they didn't always have to be.
Yes, I sometimes wish they would just flat out say what they were thinking. It's hard even for me to gauge how some of them are responding to this. How do you fare?
This is not the first loss I have suffered, but it definitely does not hurt any less. It is times like this I honestly wish I was an organic race like the rest of you.
You're made of wood.
I'm trying to think of any other way to say it. I'm basically a robot for all intents and purposes.
You're not basically a robot. That's incorrect.
You're basically a tree.
I don't eat. I don't
You're
sleep.
a tree, man.
I don't
You're
even
a
have
tree.
I can't articulate my face.
You're a golem.
Yeah.
Golem.
It's fucking. It's not the point. It's like.
You wish you had emotions.
Oh,
I understand. It's easier for all of us to feel things fully and completely, but...
Oh, please do not mistake me, Fenris. I do not think that I am not feeling these things. Only that I lack certain abilities to express them. I cannot cry. I cannot escape into sleep for a respite from my thoughts. It's just somewhat stifling feeling.
Perhaps there are other outlooks that you could point towards. Forward is better momentum than backwards. Quintus may not be here, but he left us with much.
Indeed.
Turn whatever you feel to whatever you feel fit. Everyone expresses things differently.
Yes, I appreciate that. If nothing else, I want to at least make sure that that Master Winchester is well cared for, like Sir Quintus wanted. I just don't know if we continue up into the skywall, then what we can do to keep him safe.
He may have to wait for us to return, but I think for now it might be time to retire Winchester from the field of combat.
Agreed. Our
He's not
battles have only
necessarily a
grown more
spry
intense.
horse. I don't know if I'm capable of bringing him back once more. He's already a battle-torn horse. I think Winchester would understand if we could, perhaps when we get back to Summergrass, retire Winchester to a pasture of his own, so he can live his legacy and tell many a horse the tale of him and Quintus Vanderbilt.
That sounds like it would be lovely.
So, when we leave, we can pay Kimberly handsomely to take care of Winchester, to guard him with his life, as much as
Agreed.
Kimberly will. And when we get back, handle it from there, but we have to keep moving.
Indeed. This loss is a devastating one, but we do not have the luxury to sit around. We need to get moving as quickly as we can.
I
It's
think
not
in
just our
moments
own
like
lives
this,
that are at stake.
I think in moments like this, we have the choice to either fall into despair or rise to the occasion. And I have not a inkling of doubt that we will proceed to rise to the occasion. And it's not
Agreed.
goodbye forever. It's goodbye for now. We'll have him back before any of us can know it, and this will all be a distant memory. Hopefully.
I hope you are right, Fenris. The challenges before us will be daunting indeed. But the terms were quite clear. So we have our options.
And we have his belief. He would always believe in us.
That
being said, I think Winchester looks particularly comfortable, and she would have filled up his feeder with all the good stuff. And, made sure everything was up to snuff, and would turn to Flux, clap her hands together. Now, we should probably rejoin the others and discuss what our plans are now.
Agreed. We should strike while the iron is hot, as it were.
Yes.
Make the most of the day.
Forward ceaselessly. And she'll...
Wrong campaign. Alright, so as you guys rejoin them, this is going to be abrupt. I have to do a thing real quick. I'd like to call for the break right now. We're at about an hour and 15 minutes in. Quick break, then we'll be back in. I just gotta address something that came up real quick. So,
alright.
see you guys in a minute.
Hey guys.
Yo.
See you, gonna miss you.
What's going on, everyone?
Oh, stop it.
Quinn's back! Oh my gosh!
I've been here the whole time. I've been right here.
Regret.
Oh my god!
I've been right here behind you the whole time. What? They left the keys and I opened up hell.
Also, oh
opened
my god,
all
I
of
haven't
hell.
been playing bingo.
That would destroy your soul. Well, you would renounce your soul.
Yeah.
What? Nah, it's fine.
No, this is the key that doesn't do that.
Fiona could give you the button that makes Quinn go back to the material plane. And you could push it, but it would still breach the contract.
Nah, I don't have to breach the contract. That's you. You have to.
No, it's a paradox-free, contract-free button that it's.
Oh no,
let me-
it's fine. I also killed Fiona before I came.
Oh no.
Yeah, I
Well-
also killed Fiona.
Hold on. Actually, hey everyone, I have a phone call from some. Hold on. Hi. Yes, Asmodeus. Oh, hi. Hey. Hey, Vestige. What's up? Quintus Valorville? Yeah, I was actually just talking to him.
Damn.
Oh, don't tell him I'm here.
I'll be right
Don't
back.
tell him I'm here.
Oh, you're looking for him, are you?
Oh, really? Head on a spike. Oh. So what are those accommodations?
All right,
for
Quintus,
those?
you're here! You just hear in the background of the call.
We've been waiting for you all summer.
All
Sorority girl.
summer.
Sorority girl clapping.
What?
Oh, there's this thing where it's
ordered
a
groceries.
bunch of people mimicking sorority girls and
I
how
ordered groceries,
intimidating
and they
their
brought
entrances are.
sushi as well. And I had it, and this is good.
Oh, I love sushi.
It's true.
Cody, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I was
That's
about to
good.
cry a little bit ago.
Yeah?
Because of
So-
the things that were being said.
Yeah.
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 Can't wait to hear Vogan's heartfelt stuff, you know. Vogan's Dream 1. Hey Vogan, want to help me do crunches and work on our abs?
What's with you and your abs?
Look at them.
There are other muscles to work out.
Nah.
Oh, but in your
His
dream,
arms
you
are
only
all
care about my
flabby and
abs.
everything.
Oh God.
In
His
your
arms are
dream, you
flabby
only
and
care about my
everything.
abs and my pecs. That's why I'm shirtless, Vogan.
Dear God.
Worse yet, it's
Your
just
arms
like
are
a,
just noodles. Work on
Yeah,
your
I don't
arms,
know why
man.
you did that.
it's like, but it's like the Fabio version of Quintus. So like his hair is just constantly blowing in the wind.
Yeah, it's just constantly
There's
just like
Spanish music behind him. But
Vogan, why did you dream me up with so much oil all over me?
I have no control over that. I don't know why.
What a sneeze.
Is that
Vogan, I
the
think you have a lot
oil
of
of
questions to ask whenever you're
slipperiness?
I think you have a lot of questions to ask yourself when you're done with the stream, Vogan.
Logan, I think
Twice
that's some
meditating.
Oh,
Wakes up. I'm gonna go back to repressing that.
Yep.
I love
Yeah,
Logan so much. What a sweetheart. Thank
Who's
you
the
for
sweetheart?
eating the food. Vogan.
Vulcan.
Oh.
Oh my
Thank you
god,
for
great
eating the
cheese
food.
off them. It's chicken parm. Well, I mean, Fenris really means that. Like, seriously. That
Mm.
was helpful for her.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not hungry. Sorry, Fenris. Oh, that's fine. Fuck my cooking, I
Good to
guess.
know. Good to know that everyone's already completely fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
We're over it.
Yeah.
That's why Avi's
Yeah, man.
drinking. It's fine.
Exactly. You drink to get over it. You're celebrating.
Not just Avi. Not just Avi.
Yeah, man. No. Oh, that was so good. I know you already said it to me, but oh, it was good.
It was good.
It was good. Some good
It's
shit.
tasty. Sorry, I've been
Nom,
talking
nom,
so
nom,
much,
nom.
guys.
Dude,
No.
I'm about to be like, hey, yo,
Nice
can
to
I
talk to you
send a
again.
message?
Just preemptively, sorry. Check that off your bingo sheets.
What?
Eh.
Oh, someone apologized for long emotional dialogue.
Yeah.
See, do I have that? Let's see. There's
Oh, yeah,
a
let me
cute
go get
romance
bingo.
moment between two characters. Ooh, we have new
How do you
things.
get bingo again?
You have 5 in a row, bro.
No, how do you get it up on the thing? Exclamation mark bingo?
Oh, it's just exclamation mark bingo, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. You said, how do you get it up again? I'm like, that sounds like a you
What?
problem.
What?
What? I'm sorry, what? Is Sayu streaming?
Sorry, what?
Sorry,
What would I ask you? I'd ask the homies.
Wow, we're not homies? Wait. Damn.
Well, apparently you're celebrating my death, so no, I'm kidding.
Yes, that was definitely.
That was Avi celebrating, laid out on her fucking bed, just
Yeah,
drinking.
dude, she was so comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
I'm playing.
That's what
This
I'm
is
saying,
what's
like,
playing in
rolled
the
with
back
tea
while
that's
Quintus.
Yeah. Tea that's probably spiked, I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
Most likely.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Wow, Avi, that tea looks really good in this cold weather. Can I have a sip?
Just vodka. It's just straight vodka.
Oh my god! Did you color this?
Can we say
Aviana, what the fuck?
Can we say that everything Miriam's doing right now as a player experiences instant karma/regret?
No, stop it! Put that away.
I mean,
also because we're on break.
Avi, you can tick that off for Avi. You know
okay,
what?
cool.
I will allow you. You can tick that off for Avi, y'all.
Cool. Can I take off Carrie cries? I haven't heard it.
I was about to say. I was about to ask Carrie if she'd cried yet, because I also have that in my bingo line. I'm like, if I get that, I need 2 other things. I'm not gonna say what they are because that's against the rules now. But
She's probably peeing though, right now.
Probably.
Bleh.
Most likely.
Has Brett said listening today?
Probably.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure she has.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I marked off
Carrie's
Bread
in
as
the
being at
bathroom,
the
and
top.
also Bread is doing something as well.
I'll go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, and Hayden's going too.
Oh, I see. Hayden's also.
Hey Logan, when are we gonna shift over to me and being in hell and stuff, and like all the role play I'm gonna be doing?
So you're in a room.
Huh?
Done.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, so good.
That was the best. Fuck, dude.
Chills. Literal chills.
Literal chills.
You hear a devil move outside the room.
Oh! Don't give me too much roleplay now. Holy fuck. I stay in the room.
Okay, roll for room.
Alright.
You're not. Oh, okay, there.
I tried to go to a character sheet, but there wasn't one.
Well, unfortunately, that's a 7. I was looking for a 12, so you fail to stay in the room.
I'm back.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Well,
What do I
Dies.
What happens?
Yeah.
You are outside the room. There's a pit fiend there, but it's only got
Why?
one.
Oh,
But it only
shit.
has one wing.
Oh,
Oh no.
I go back in the room.
Okay, roll for room.
Okay.
oh god, roll for room.
Unfortunately, you lock the door to the room with you still outside of it.
Why did I do this? Can I find room service?
Do you want to ask around for room service?
Can I ask the pit fiend?
Oh my
Do you,
god.
okay, ask the pit fiend. What do you say?
Excuse me, sir. Do you know where I can get someone to open my door?
Okay. The pit fiend kneels down.
Mm.
This is called a Caesarean pause. It's a dramatic device used to build tension. And it unlocks your door.
Oh, I go in the room.
Roll for room.
The dramatic.
No!
You end up you end up outside Phlegethos. I did not say in the prime material plane, but you
How did this happen?
just floating in the astral sea. Help! Help! Jigoku Saga. Ah! Jigoku Saga!
Jigoku Saga, help! I recall Jigoku Saga.
Arms and legs
using its
splayed out, floating in the astral sea. Ah!
I recall
I
Jigoku
thought I
Saga
got
using
it
its phrase.
here.
Alright. Leave me alone!
He zooms back to my hand because I'm amazing. I missed you, buddy.
Oh, Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, did you cry yet?
Not yet. I know.
Damn.
Right. Real close.
Sentinel.
Real close.
Oh yeah, something I should probably mention in case we get into combat and people wonder about it. It will be released in a thing that it will be released down the road, but Carrie took a feat that's one of the feats just for our table, called Ranged Weapon Master.
It's so gross. It helps me so much.
So
I can't
when you
wait
see
to do
Carrie
something.
freely drawing and stowing ranged weapons, when you see Lexi using their bonus action to make an additional ranged attack, when you see them adding their intelligence modifier to the damage of ranged attacks that have advantage, and when you see them re-rolling 1s and 2s on their ranged weapons damage die, that is because of the feat they took. It's-
Dude,
it's
I was
cool.
already
It's-
so on board, and then you were like, if you roll 1s and 2s on ranged weapons, you
it's-
can re-roll them, and I'm
it's-
like, oh, I'm carry!
Yeah.
It's so useful!
It's great weapon. It's heckin' great weapon master for.
Now you're only gonna roll 3s on your damage die.
I fucking
Remember,
know!
remember though. It doesn't. It only rerolls once. You could roll a 2 and then reroll into a 1, and you gotta keep the 1.
That's it. Yep,
It's
I know.
true.
True.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yep, because
Heckin'.
I'm carrying.
Just because I forgot to mention this when you first announced that we were heckin' doing a long rest, what do you call it when you cancel an attunement?
Balance
I
where?
canceled my
Unattune?
subscription.
Unattuned.
Oh no, it's
I'm no
balanced.
longer attuned to the Mace of
I
Destruction.
see how it is.
Are you-
I'm reattuned to the hammer.
Oh, okay.
All those things are available for other weapons, Kuma. That's not a. It's not. I wouldn't say it's unbalanced.
Yeah.
It's effectively
I just
just great
wanted
weapon
Also,
master.
it's very specific to ranged weapons and stuff
Yep.
like that. Like, fucking, we were talking about how I have so many bonus action things, and it's driving me fucking
Yeah.
crazy because it's a bonus action to summon my bow. So that makes it a lot easier because
I-
it frees up other bonus actions. But if I need to use the sun sword, I still need to use my bonus action to fucking make it light up and use it. So it's
Yeah.
only really helpful for my range.
Okay, and I've been. They'll be coming out in recent stuff, but I put some effort into trying to flesh out some feats that feel like they logically should have existed. Like heckin' light weapon master, ranged weapon master, an advanced armor master feat for if you want to take a second one. One thing 3.5 had, and we'll get back into game soon because everyone's here now, but one thing 3.5 had that I miss is that they had feat paths, because you got a lot more feats in 3.5, in that like you needed like to get like power attack, you needed great weapon master. To get great weapon master, you needed to have a feat that gave you proficiency with the weapon. Like they had like feat trees, which were kind of fun to go down if you were about them.
They're very cool.
Yeah. So
And the
heckin'
reason I brought it up was because I can't see the hammer in my heckin' weapons.
what? What'd you bring up?
The whole attunement thing, because the Hammer of Constantinian Winter isn't in my weapons anymore. I just have the Mace of Disruption.
Because you don't have it equipped in
You
your
don't have it
inventory tab.
Oh shoot. Well, then don't mind me. Thank you for answering. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Also, make sure to tick off the box for attunement for the
I did.
base and on for the hammer.
Yes. Heck.
Yeah.
Which one's equipped? Got it.
Heckin'.
Yep.
Alright. Let's
Also, that mace is really good whenever that guy shows up to kill Flux.
I know.
Ridiculous.
True. Do you guys remember what day
Good
that's
time.
on?
Soon.
It was a
Wrote
month.
it down.
I know I have it in my notes. It'll take me a while to find it, but I do know.
No what?
When Legion's
Exactly.
coming.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
because it was the 12th when we were in the Underdark. So remember we fought the dragon on that day. So is it the 11th of September? Somewhere around
knows?
there? Because
Who's
it was
to
a
say?
month. He gave us a month.
Mhm.
So, and I'm pretty sure he showed up the day before Avi's birthday, so it's somewhere around there.
Yo, here's an interesting question. Is a month 30 or 31 days?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Depends on the month.
Someone should get that thing on before he gets here.
But I digress. Let's head back in to our super fun, super optimistic, just our great, our not at all sad game of D&d.
Going back to hell.
Woo!
Have fun.
See you there, buddy.
I hope it's fun.
Me too.
See ya there, bud.
All right, we're back in.
If people are cool with it, I would like to use my sending stone briefly while Avi's outside. She'll pull it out and just kind of play with it in her hands for a minute, just thinking. And she will send a message. Hey. We lost Quintus. He's alive, but trapped. I can't stop blaming myself. He said he trusts me to look after everyone, but I can't.
It's 25 words, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 25.
Oof.
And you receive a message back relatively soon. I trust you to handle whatever's going on. I'm sorry. If he's alive, there's hope. Was that 25? Like, you just get back that part.
Aww.
God, I miss you. She'll give herself a moment and then go back inside and sit down next to Miriam.
As I assume.
Not really saying anything.
I assume Fenris and Flux are rejoining the group at about the same time.
Yep. Yeah.
Vogan, are you still meditating, or would you have rejoined anybody?
For a bit more time, he'll do so.
Okay. Sunder will have been in the... He'll have eaten in the main room, and he'll join you all there as well. Jerky also.
Nice. Did Fenris make breakfast for Jerky?
Did you make breakfast for
Yes,
Jerky?
she did.
Hell yeah.
She made this, and of course, she made the same fucking breakfast she made for everyone else the exact same way, so that Jerky knows that he is getting the same level of cuisine.
Good.
As you do that, when you give him the food, he will look at the potatoes and such, and he seems to have a look of relative contempt on his face for them. Whenever you give him the bacon, he puts out his paw, like brings out one of his claws, sticks it into the strip of deer bacon, raises it up and turns his paw and inspects this thin strip of meat that you put in front of him.
Fenris is bright red in the face.
Wow.
Very upset at just
This is
looking at him
insultingly
expectantly.
sparse.
Jerky, do you want mommy?
He moves and just with it still pierced on his claw, opens his mouth and just slowly goes, "Oh."
Fenris is staying very quiet, but you can see one of her eyebrows just begin to twitch.
Roll me an intelligence check with proficiency.
Intelligence check with proficiency.
For cooking.
Oh,
For cooking.
I have you.
Oh, you're really loud all of a sudden, Carrie.
Oh shit, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'll turn you down. I will turn you down. I'm gonna say that out loud and very clearly. I will turn you down.
I was reaching for my.
I know you were.
No.
Logan.
Yeah.
Can I roll cook's utensils?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. I totally forgot
Okay.
that those even exist because I'm stupid.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
No, it's all good. Oh, come on! It was almost a 20! Come on!
Oh no.
I will suffer this disgrace for now. Next time, I expect you to bring me the entirety of the leg. He then just kind of keeps eye contact with you, brings out his one claw, pierces another strip of bacon. Oh.
I suppose I misunderstood when you said that you wanted the same food as everyone else. My apologies.
I do. But more.
Lexi's
will be...
scooting her plate towards her.
Fenris will put up a finger and I'll be right back. And then we'll come back with just her hands full. She's not even got it on a plate. Just her hands full of the smoked fish. And she'll just kind of like that on
when you
Jerky's
put
plate.
a full fish in front of him, you see his eyes go wide and his pupils expand out. Oh.
Are you satiated?
You are forgiven.
Satiated.
You are forgiven for now. You like just picks up the fish, stands up, and leaves the room.
Oh, good. Oh, good. He's appeased for today. Fabulous.
He's just a fucking cat.
I have yet to have encountered such a picky cat, but I have not lived with many cats.
You hear very large cat purrs coming from another room.
Fenris will roll her eyes and just kind of settle in a seat with her arms crossed. She seems like her feelings are hurt that he rejected her potatoes when she followed his previous orders of being served like everyone else.
Your first mistake was assuming jerky makes sense.
Fenris has never had a pet cat, so cats in general are just like an enigma.
Jerky
so
just want, jerky
behavior,
don't think.
Jerky want what jerky want, even though jerky don't know what jerky
Jerky wants what everybody else has, or better, or more.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fenris doesn't get that. Anyway, she sits down very huffily and kind of takes a deep breath and... Okay, alright.
If anyone wants my portion, you're welcome to it. Not hungry.
Yeah, but you really should eat something, even if it's just a little bit.
I had a bit. I have tea.
Well, tea's not food.
Just kind of play with her food. Not eating, but just kind of playing with it.
If we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do next, you need all your strength.
Fenris will have a plate for herself and kind of aggressively eat with a few of the manners that she usually tries to carry.
So, what do we do? Kill some winter wolves, get some clothes, head after Diane?
Blend doesn't
That should
change.
probably.
Mm-hmm. Miriam, wanted to ask you this in private, but now's as good a time as any. Why ask me to speak? I don't get it. Why not just ask Quinn right off the bat?
Because you weren't Quinn. And we both had something to gain from that. Shame it didn't work out for either of us.
It's best that she didn't appear. There's no way you would have made it out of there if she had.
That would have been ideal.
No, it wouldn't have. Not at all. Losing him's not ideal either. But I got a little reminder today that if he's alive, there's hope. And if Quinn hadn't been the one to be asked to stay, I would have offered to. I got you into that mess. And I'm sorry.
I got me into that mess.
Not alone.
Don't think that the gem was what did it. She was already looking for me. All it did was speed up the process. If it didn't happen then, it could have happened in the middle of the fight. Or anywhere else.
Yeah.
We all agreed that it was worth trying. So it's not just you guys, we decided as a group.
Avi will slowly, just awkwardly, but just kind of rest her head against Miriam's shoulder, sitting next to him. Sorry. If you ever need anything, just ask. Told that oaf I'd protect you. I intend to do so.
I suppose it's time we meet the adoring public.
Yeah.
Left to fix.
Go, Miriam, sorry.
He'll just gesture with his thumb up to the rooms. Guy we had in there. I'm gonna head to his house. We still need to fix him if he's the guy we're looking for.
I should have the magic to fix something like that. Now.
Lexi's just gonna kind of look to Vogan, who's been quiet.
I'm not there.
You're not back yet? You said
You're
thought you
still
said you were
outside.
done. Not in yet? God, why are we planning without Vogan?
I said I was staying out for a little longer.
The worst.
Yeah.
Do you have the materials you need, Fenris?
Let me check my wonderful handy dandy spell components. I should still have one charge from when Quintus gave me the stuff for greater restoration, if I recall correctly. I do.
That's worth a shot. So we start there, and then we start plotting out what we need to get done. You have to move soon, otherwise Legion's just gonna show up here.
That would not be good.
This town can survive Yugoloths, it can't survive Legion.
Agreed. Should be as far away as we can.
Fenris
Why
will
are
get
we-
up. Oh, sorry.
Okay. What are we gonna do about Winchester?
Flux and I were actually discussing that this morning.
Indeed.
You keep him stabled here.
At the yeah, is probably the safest option.
He'll be
Should have
cared
plenty
for.
of-
Okay, if that keeps him safe, then that's probably a good plan.
I don't imagine we're bringing Peanut or Mrs. Horace either.
Mm-mm.
No.
So he'll have plenty of company.
That's good.
Fenris will finish whatever she was working on eating-wise, put the plate away, and head upstairs. If anyone else wants to come with, I don't know. I don't know how this individual is going to react to me trying to cast this specific type of magic. So
He was brought back to his house, I believe.
Oh,
is what Kimberly
no.
said.
Yeah. She'll start up going upstairs and then remember that and then kind of trot back to the group. Sorry. We should head out then. Get Vogan.
I'll go check on him.
Fenris, roll me 1d100.
Oh no.
See if he wandered off in the night.
Swear to God.
You didn't roll wandering off, Aji-sai. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, did it not? Maybe.
Give it a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, wait.
the game's not freezing now. Whatever you
Oh,
rolled
okay.
did roll.
Oh.
Oh, heck.
Okay.
There it is.
There it goes.
A 2!
Really?
Oh,
Whoa, D100s today, y'all. If we were playing Call of Cthulhu, you'd be doing so good.
Oh, shit.
Fenris.
The other one was a 98, so I don't know. Alright.
Fenris.
Yes.
As you step out near the center of town, there's a very brief moment, and it only lasts a moment, where you feel like your head become very light. The sky seems to darken and become this expanse of black again. Not aggressively. There's not like a sudden shift. Like there's not like a boom or anything that changes the world. But it's as if you see static for a moment and then everything peels away. And when it does, you find you are in what looks like a village of about the same size. But everything is very dark. There's heavy mist surrounding the area. I'd like you to roll me a perception check.
Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm rolling like crap today.
And you can see through the mist. You can see villagers wearing clothing that you don't recognize, that looks much older and more Cahulian in dress, like more what you would as a player would recognize as being more Japanese apparel. You see people being kicked around by these two large figures. You see through the mist as you see this one very large, muscular, what looks almost like a tiefling, but not quite, carrying a large axe, and this second figure with flaming hair and red skin and this scarf wrapping around their body, illuminating them slightly, but you can't make out their exact details beyond these massive horns sprouting from the top of their head. This feminine, incredibly tall figure standing up, what looks like 10 feet tall behind them, appear to be berating, attacking, pushing over villagers, and your senses become cloudy for a second. You find you struggle to breathe in this moment, and all you hear is just the faint echoes of the larger tiefling-like individual who also has horns, pushing down with his foot on the back of a villager he's cast to the ground, very briefly berating them, laughing, and then just saying,
"And that's what you should understand will happen to your kind. Don't try to speak up to us again. Or else."
And they turn and everything else they say becomes echoey. The voice seems to echo out as if it's in a cave and reverberate off into nothingness. And then it all goes away. To the rest of you, it just looks like Fenris stopped moving for a moment. But Fenris, your perception returns to where you were, and you have a second of this pounding headache that lasts only a few moments, and then it subsides.
You alright?
I was gonna ask if she was okay, but then I remembered I said I went to go check on Robin, so I can't. Sorry.
Yes, I'm fine. Sorry. I was somewhere else for a moment.
How do you mean?
I was here, and then I was, I saw somewhere else for mere moments. I couldn't glean anything from it, but my head. She'll rub her temples.
You got a 2. Pick 1 or 2. Fred.
God! One?
Whenever you saw it, I'm going to share this only with you.
Oh, fuck.
One of the figures that you saw looked like this.
Oh my goodness.
The larger figure, the one standing, the one that stood 10 feet tall, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, hard to tell with the scale of what you saw, with this scarf of flame that whipped and wrapped around their body, this reddish skin and hair made of fire, horns sprouting out ornamentally, shifting back, large boots, very muscular, feminine figure. That's them. I'll give you one of these. You can remember making them out with relative clarity.
Holy cow. When I say I was somewhere else for a moment, she seems pretty shaken by this, just trying to collect her thoughts. It was another town like here, but the sky was dark, and the clothing, it was more like what Elmira would wear. And there were these 2 people who were terrorizing the inhabitants, and one of them had this hair that was aflame and these horns, and she was very tall, and she turned to look at me, and then my head started. Nope.
No one looked at you.
It was the other one?
No one looked at you.
Never mind. They didn't look at me. I could hear part of what she was saying, and then it was like I lost touch with the situation.
Yeah, sorry to clarify, but
no,
the voice you heard was from the masculine, shorter figure.
Ah. Yes.
I say shorter only relatively. He was not short.
He was like 8-9 feet tall versus, or
hard for you to tell. Somewhere between like 9 and 11.
2 very large individuals, indeed. I'm sorry I can't give more information than that. I don't know why I keep seeing these things. Should keep moving. Please. Fenris will start walking if no one says anything.
Casually walk along with her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you guys head over to the Gensley's house?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever you head there. There's a minute. Lexi, let's timeline wise, let's resolve what you're doing with Vogan.
Mm-hmm.
So
Go outside to see what he's doing. He's still meditating.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of walk up to him and like gently nudge him so that he knows I'm there.
He'll slowly open his eyes, look at you. Hey.
Hi. Does that help?
Yeah. It helps me clear my thoughts and keep my emotions in check. It's a trick that Elmira taught me.
Could you maybe show me how?
Sure. Now or...
Sits down in the snow.
Alright. The cold helps.
Does it?
No. Makes it harder, actually. Just... get in a pose that's comfortable for you.
Okay.
Clear
She's
your
just gonna
thoughts.
sit like how he's sitting.
Mm-hmm. Try and clear your thoughts. Just try and relax.
I feel like that's easier said than done right now.
It's hard. But
Mhm.
if you do it often enough, you'll find out. You'll find a way. I had to do it a lot. I was an angry person. Doing this helped me immensely.
Is it helping you feel less angry, or is it helping you feel less sad right now?
Both.
That's good.
It's hard.
Hmm?
It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a failure of a leader already.
Logan, this isn't your fault.
I was put in charge maybe less than 2 weeks ago.
Avi and Miriam were just blaming themselves for everything that's happened too. I feel it's really, really important that we don't, like, blame ourselves individually. We all decided as a group what we were doing. And we can all, as a group, help get them back. You're not a failure as a leader.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Although I think everybody does want to leave, they kind of planned a little bit without you, so maybe we should stop meditating and go.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll get up and let Lexi lead the way.
We go inside, everyone's gone like, well, oh no.
To be fair, you would have walked out with us since you went out front. Like,
Yeah.
From side area, you know where we are.
Okay.
You guys approach the Gensleys. You recognize it as the same building that you had ushered everybody to because it's one of the larger buildings. Still not huge, but one of the larger buildings in the area. You notice as people move by, or as you move through the village, there are sparse people that are out. Most people, it's not huge. Like, this is a very low population village. So it's not like this is packed, but you do pass a couple of people who, whenever you walk by, especially given the three of you, they are a bit apprehensive, but you feel like the village is less tense than it was. As you move to the Gensleys, you find the door is closed when you arrive. No one appears to be outside. You see the place is called, has a fairly crude sign over the door that says Tanners and Tanner.
knock on the door.
You do. After a solid 30 seconds or so, you hear movement coming from inside, and eventually a lock is turned on the inside of the door, and it opens up. A human woman in her early 30s, relatively unremarkable looking, shoulder-length brown hair, dressed in fairly warm clothes, opens the door very slowly. She does as light enters into the inside of the house and slowly illuminates her form. You see a child, a young girl who couldn't be more than 13 years old, looks very much like the woman in front of you. You see her briefly look at who's at the door, and then not in a frightened manner, but she removes herself and goes to a different room. The woman at the door takes a second, a very long second, before either of you talk. Oh, hey, Kimberly told us, what you did, and we can't really, we don't really got anything we can do to pay you. We don't got much money right now. I'm really sorry. I know you really went out of your way to find my husband, and unfortunately, I'm not sure what we could do to compensate you.
How is your husband?
He's been pretty exhausted since he got home, and he doesn't recognize anyone, can't speak. He's been having some fits. Took a while, but he seems to have calmed down. Right now he's asleep. He hasn't changed since he came back. Kimberly said that he was unwell when he brought him over here on a wagon. He was asleep at that time too. I didn't realize how unwell he was until he woke up.
Would you mind if we saw him?
What do you plan to do to him?
I am a cleric of Tequen. I should have some abilities that are restorative. I could possibly help your husband.
Okay. I think that'd be fine. Sure. Just try not, if you can't help him, try not to disturb him too much. He's very confused. I know you already know, but he's very... It's like can't even recognize anyone.
She opens the door entirely and ushers you guys in. As you enter, she leads you to another room. It looks to be a bedroom where you see a bed, clearly theirs, where the figure that you'd seen before has curled up in such a way that he's erratically grabbed and cocooned himself in blankets, and he appears to be sleeping. You see he's sweating somewhat, but at the same time appears to be shivering. And he's muttering in his sleep, but it's incomprehensible. It's not in a language you understand, if it's even a language at all.
Okay.
I'm not sure what they did to him. But I also understand, based on what I heard, that he's the only one that they left alive. Of the hunters.
That's true.
I guess this is better than not having him at all.
I'll try... sorry.
No.
I'll try my best to rectify anything if your husband has been cursed, but to do so, I'll have to make physical contact with him.
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry if I seem a bit apprehensive. I'm just trying to understand what's going on with him.
Of course.
Think of it like a curse.
If you can fix it, then... I mean, we're already in your debt. I'd do just about anything.
We might need some help procuring clothing to venture further up the mountain. But we don't expect anything of you.
Whether or not you can help my husband, I absolutely can help with that. But the problem is, normally my husband and the other hunters are the ones who gather materials, and even if you do help him, he's not gonna be able to hunt and track winter wolves on his own. And I don't think he'll be... You'd have to go find the materials. Someone would have to.
We should be able to make that happen.
We can retrace her steps, and they haven't been dragged off somewhere. The ones we killed last night might still be there.
If you killed some winter wolves are the apex predator around these parts of the mountains, around the Northumberland Pass. If you left some bodies out, I can't imagine what else might have come by to scoop them up. And it's cold enough here that they'd be preserved, at least for a bit, so I'm getting ahead of myself. I can do that. We can do that. I promise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fenris will kind of try to tiptoe around close to where he's resting and reach out to touch him for a greater restoration.
Alright, you cast some Greater Restoration. Go ahead and tick off the spell component, which is the last one you have for Greater Restoration.
It's true.
You take the diamond dust and you use it to...
spell slot.
You use the diamond dust you pour it over him very slowly as you invoke magic through it. You allow it to touch his body. As it does, the diamond dust hits him and it begins glittering, and some of it seems to very softly glow and become part of his skin, while other bits become small flakes of arcane energy that slowly drift around you as you heal him. As you do, he shudders. You see him wincing, and you see him just aggressively, as you do this, begins retching a bit. His arm comes out to the side, hits the bed with a large enough crack that you almost worry that the frame of the bed would be hit by it. He awakens mid-process, and as he does, just lets out a and then puts his hand up to his head as you do it, and he starts calming down. His breathing becomes erratic and then begins to go back to normal, and he stops, and as you complete the magic, there's this almost shadow that seems to appear around his neck as if it's coiled around it, that, like a collar, just seems to dissipate, almost as if into mist. Just this black line that forms, that becomes material, becomes fog-like, and then just dissipates into the room. Oh. You see light come back into his eyes. What happened? Where have I... I remember, I just... His hand comes up, clasps yours, Fenris. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You see him, like, his upper lip curling, his face is contorting into this look of exasperated joy. As his wife, you see her breathing, her beginning to sniffle, and her breathing also quickens, and she rushes over and takes his other hand. I'm not sure what we can ever do to repay you for this. You could have left me out there in the cold. I attacked you with a stick. I'm so sorry. I really am.
It's okay. It's fine.
I turned you into a turtle.
It's true.
You did.
I heard you.
That was actually kind of the better part of everything that happened, though.
Turtle.
Are they gone? Did you... What about the things? We went after them because we wanted to try to force them to leave. Did you deal with them? Did you get them?
They're all gone.
Oh.
Your village is safe.
They were terrifying.
You can rest easy. They will not be coming back.
Well, introduce myself properly. I'm sure you figured it out by now since you got me here. My name's Igneal. I'm formerly the head of the hunters here, and you've done us a service we could never repay. Oh, thank you so much. Our family will do whatever we can. I remember bits and pieces of conversations that you had around me. You need clothing, right?
Yes. We're making an expedition up the mountains. We'll need proper protection.
You give us a couple of days, and we can get some... As long as we get the materials, we can get some cloaks made for you all, and some tighter bindings if you need them. We're a bit out of materials because this lovely woman and her entourage came through recently, and they basically purchased everything that we had. But if we get more, we can make more clothes for you to survive up in the mountains. Absolutely.
We would be most appreciative. Your wife mentioned we may be able to help by collecting the bodies of some wolves we already dealt with.
Sure. Normally we hunt them by laying out traps, and whenever they get caught in them, we ambush them. And the winter wolves have a habit of abandoning their trapped and hurt brethren. So that's how we normally hunt them, because they're a tad dangerous. But if you already slayed some, that's impressive, first of all. Second of all, they just get their... we can lend you a wagon, get their corpses back up to here. We'll treat them immediately. Give us 2, maybe 3 days.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
My hand's getting sweaty.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's my fault for getting sweaty. It's okay.
Let's go.
She'll, apologetically wipe her hand off.
We'll regroup with the others. Take all the time you need. Rest up. We'll get some horses ready and come back for the wagon so we can drag the bodies back.
Indeed.
Sounds like a plan.
For the purposes of brevity,
we go.
You guys can get a wagon, get your horses, you can move up, and retracing your paths, especially during the daylight hours, is not terribly hard. I'd say it would take you maybe between the tracking, the retrieval of the bodies, and the returning, I'd say it would take you guys maybe 3 to 4 hours overall. So that's about how fast you guys move. So we get to around... we get to around 4-ish. I have hiccups. Wonderful. Let's do this. Let's do D&d with hiccups. It's just life. This is life with Logan.
Yep.
Stop that.
Is there anything else anyone else would like to do?
What's Sunder been doing? He's just been hanging around,
keeping to his own, being useful. If they go to retrieve the bodies and they were to tell him, he would probably go just to give some extra manpower, since his ability to grow big would help to load the very large bodies of the wolves onto the wagon. And beyond that, he's mostly just been walking around, looking like he's trying to find places to help the village. Not really finding any, because there's nothing he can really do, but he looks like he's trying to just be of service to anybody who seems like they're in a bad spot right now.
Cool. Yeah, once we retrieve the the bodies of the winter wolves, and we're just kind of waiting on the clothes to be made and everything, Vogan will help out as well. repairing what can be repaired or helping, mainly physical labor, for anybody that needs it.
As you guys do so, the village seems to return to a rather dreary but calm state. If you take it that this is the relatively normal state the village is in, it's not a lot happens here. People don't interact all that much. It seems like most of them have their own businesses to tend to. They have their own, farming to do, hunting to do, what have you. It's quiet, serene almost. For a while, it's a welcome reprieve from the hustle and bustle of summer grass. As you guys do this, do you guys just want to wait the several days for the? I'm gonna roll d4, -1. Okay, are you guys gonna wait the amount of time it just takes for the clothes to be fixed, or is there anything hyper specific you guys want to, or not fixed but made, or is there anything you guys want to do during that time?
I have one small thing. I'd like to find Miriam if I could.
You can't. He's lost forever.
Well,
In the 2 days that happen, you will never see Miriam at any point.
Mother.
He rang up Fiona, and he's like, "Hey, bitch."
Hey, bitch. He rang her up. He's gone. Where would Miriam be throughout these days, Aaron, my boy?
Mostly wandering about the inn.
Just try to find him and pull him aside if she could. Hey.
Hey.
You got a sec?
I suppose I could make some time in my busy schedule.
Making time for me, crazy. I have something for you. Kind of, I guess.
Should we be doing this here or in the bedrooms upstairs?
I'd rather it private, but it's not what you're thinking.
Oh.
I'll lead him up to where I'd been sleeping and kind of shut the door behind us.
I thought you said it wasn't what you were thinking.
It's not. Oh. It's not. She'll sit down on the bed. I've never done this in front of anyone, but Roar, she'll take a deep breath and Avi will start to sing her mother's lullaby. Oh. Her voice isn't practiced or like anything like Miriam's or Lyra's, but it's soft and warm and low.
All right, so let's hear the lullaby.
I haven't written it, but I have what it's about.
Oh.
I do eventually want to write it though.
Ooh.
But it tells a story of one who was weak and scorned, and at first, while you're listening to it, it's sort of a repeating story. It would at first kind of sound hopeful and like this person is kind and good, but the longer you listen, you realize that it's about them rising above to kind of rule over those who are also in a bad way, and how those around eventually come to fear the hero of this story, as they should. And Avi just kind of sings this for Miriam, and just until the end of the song, and just takes a deep breath and just kind of looks up at him.
We have a toss a coin to your Witcher style montage of various events in the village as this happens.
That song was the one good thing. While sad, the one good thing my mother taught me to do. And hearing her sing it to me always brought me comfort, so I don't know if it helps, but being that you are into music and all of that, I thought maybe it might help you too. Kind of lightly just smile at him.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I also didn't know if it was something that might be something you might have heard when you were young, but even if it's not, I've been wanting to share it with you.
Just look in her eyes for a bit.
What?
Nothing.
I'd ask if you're okay, but I know you're not.
It's a weird kind of not okay. Not like it changes anything I'm going to do. Like I said the other day, the plan stays the same.
Mm-hmm.
But this might come to something bad soon enough. So I get if before this is resolved, you need space.
Space from what?
From what's gonna happen.
You mean with resolving things with Fiona?
Contract is very specific. Well, I can bring them anywhere, basically. Well, here, this plane, at any time. She chooses the outcome. And if she asks me for something of yours, or Lexi's, or Bogan's, I still have to try and get it. And if I can't, then I can't uphold that side of the bargain, so we move to option 2. She's giving herself some stability in that I don't have a lot of confidence she won't just move for option 2 in the first place. Because either way, she gets what she wants.
She really did weave it to be in her benefit, didn't she?
You don't become the ruler of Phlegethos for nothing.
It's true. I really wish I could do more to make this right for you.
Shouldn't have been Quinn.
In a perfect world, it wouldn't have been anyone. If you're going to work with the Faniant and all of that, if you'd allow me, I'd like to be there every step of the way, and I'd like to help
Why don't
find
you
these
stay with us? I'll end up dragging you into it.
I plan to stay with all of you. And I want to help you fulfill your end of the bargain with the Faniat. And maybe it's selfish, but it gives me a lead. And might sound dumb to say, but I think you and I were meant to meet. With everything that we're intertwined with.
I'm so sorry for you.
I'm not. Yep, just kind of wrap her wings around him and just give him a good hug. I know what it's like to lose your best friend. So, I'm not the best at this, but I'm here. She'll slowly let him go and just kind of step back awkwardly.
I'm gonna go sulk and eat bread.
Sounds like a good time.
I leave.
Want some company?
I could use it.
I'll join him.
Bread.
Bread.
I
heard it. I didn't want to be the one to make the joke, but my god.
No. We're doing a slightly
No,
different thing.
It's the TikTok.
It's the TikTok. We've been doing the thing where we've been doing the heckin' multi-person heckin' thumbs up bread, but we've just been trying to get a thing in the household of just slap your chest twice, point at someone, bread, then you do it and they do it at the same time and they point at somebody and you just eventually get everybody in a room doing it at once.
Logan's been disappointing me so many times because I never do it right because I think of you when he says it. I'm like, what about her?
What about
like,
that's what you gotta that's why you know we're doing it when we do the Anyways, you'll get it eventually.
I'll get it eventually.
Heckin'. It's weirdly a good improv game because it's good at making sure you're listening and looking at people. But with that, you guys spend that time together. You pass reassurances to one another and talk about the admittedly very difficult subject matter that you're both dealing with. Everybody else, is there ever anybody else? And I remind you, I love it when you guys roleplay, and I don't want to squash that, so I don't want you to think I'm saying this. But I will also remind you guys, if you choose to wait until the stuff's ready and go from there, you can. Both are options. I don't care. I love everything you guys do. But
I probably would have just spent the time trying to figure out how to meditate and try to make my sad go away.
Roll me a wisdom check.
Oh, shit!
See how good you figure out how to meditate.
Good luck.
Yeah, I got no modifier on this. Yeah, cause here we go.
You got this.
Yeah!
I think you figured it out. You're like, yeah, I stay still for long enough and I feel either bored or tranquil.
Yeah.
It's one of
It's hard to tell sometimes.
It's hard to tell.
As you guys do so, time passes. And after 2 days, I'm going to push us forward 2 days to September the 1st. Click. Yeah, that's right. Who knows, if you guys skip enough days, maybe the game will wrap around and we'll be able to organize another...
We'll sync up. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Heck in 1 second, I'm just going to very quickly let you know how... Generate. on this particular day, it will say that we go to about noon on that day for the purposes of what we're doing. So it's about 1 p.m.-ish. On that day, the winds are relatively high. It's not as cold as it's been. The temperature goes up in the city to, about 14 degrees Celsius-ish. As they call you over, and the winds being high as they are, they call you inside, and they present you guys with a series of winter wolf pelt cloaks, some like arm warmers, leg warmers that you can wear, various inlays that you can fit into certain pieces of your armor that would allow you to incorporate it into it. Like for some of you that have heavier armor, there's some that you could put in to form a collar underneath so that you're insulated. You guys are supplied free of charge with the winter wolf hides that will provide you protection against cold weather. Not all cold weather. If it gets too cold, like exceptionally, you may still have problems. But you are provided with the clothing that you need to safely move within the Skywall's conditions.
Are they like big coats or cloaks, or is it like clothes? Each of
you has at least a cloak. Given the strange fittings and the armor that you guys are wearing, there's, like I said, there's like some of you have like arm warmers, leg warmers, and whatnot. But for the most part, it's mostly cloaks and mostly extra covering for places where skin. Like for you, Lexi, they'd be like pants. The problem is the material's very thick, so making normal clothes out of it is hard because their fur is heavy. So it mostly is external coverings.
She's just like doing squats, being like, less flexible.
Like for you, it'd be probably be for you like less that because it's not terribly nimble material. It'd probably be like less pants, more like a second like internal skirt that can go over that general area.
Adorable. Okay.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you're looking at. It's like scarves made of extra material.
It's an
some
open
gloves.
back cloak.
Yours yours would be difficult to get on you. Yours would have like holes in it that would allow your wings to extend out them. But yours would like take the time it would take to take off and put on medium armor. To take on and off, just because there's just a lot of alright, just get it, alright, and that's one.
Yeah.
But
Get
yeah,
some snaps in there.
You guys receive the clothes that you need to survive within the Skywall. During this time, I'll also say that when speaking with Kimberly, he will give you the general directions. He will warn you that the conditions of the Skywall always change, including the winter peaks and whatnot. You can never fully expect the same thing, but he gives you the directions you need to navigate your way to the Astral Perceptiatory, at which point he enforces that there's not much he can give you beyond that their job has mostly been to help people get there so that they can then find what they need for themselves to go elsewhere. But he warns you it would be, and I'll give you actually an exact amount of time. Give me 1 moment, and I'll tell you how long the journey to the Perceptiatory is likely to take. He'd also...
God damn it.
Sorry.
Gazoon? What, because Perceptiatory?
Because Perceptiatory.
Yeah. I stole Spencer's joke.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
What, the Gazoon?
Yeah.
Stop making up words. I mean, I technically did make up a word, but it's also what it is.
Yeah.
It's, Ekin, he would let you know that, it is about 1, 2, 3... It is about 4 days in optimal conditions of travel into the Skywall. It is in the higher peaks, that is about northeast from where you are. I'm gonna give you guys another map that I hadn't given you before, but it hadn't been terribly useful. But I also I called something the wrong thing earlier. Sorry, the mountain ranges that form the valley you're in, they're called the jaws of the valley, not the fangs. That's on me. Sorry, I misled you. That's jerky. What?
Jerky.
Oh, because that's right.
I thought you were just sharing a picture of jerky. I was like, oh, good joke, Logan.
caught off guard by that. I was like, what? that's where you are, Jinx. Because I'm using jerky as the token for the group right now.
Okay.
Just a big jerky. Oh, we needed that.
You my bitch.
Okay. So that is a general map of the there's more names for more specific regions, but when people talk about areas in the Skywall, they would familiarize you, particularly you, Flux, with the various places within it. They would warn you that the most dangerous area is known as Venture Grave, named for, it being the grave of many adventurers who've gone in there. That is the most chaotic region of it, and the most known for shifting and changing.
What was it named before adventures started going in there?
Mountains.
Skywall.
Mountains. It's just grave.
The area, he would let you know that, again, the Skywall has a habit of changing somewhat, but there are certain areas that remain the same. Near the center, near the Venture Grave and the Pale Reach is where most of the shifting elements of it tend to occur. But the Winder Peaks are an area that has that. The area you're looking for, the Perceptiatory, is in that area that I've just highlighted. And each of the squares on this map is about a day of travel. I will sometimes take the map away, because if you guys get lost in the mountains, I will... Unfortunately, the map will not be accurate. But that is... You are looking to go up into that area, into the higher peaks. They would let you know that the Perceptiatory is a large dome-like structure that is suspended between two peaks. There is a bridge from one of them that goes out to it, but by a series of large beams and support columns, it is suspended in the air, perfectly stable. It stood since who knows when. It was discovered. It wasn't even necessarily built. People don't know when it got there, but it is this large dome-like structure that is has these antenna-like secondary towers that run along the outside of it that extend up. Most people think those are some device that is related to the sensing of the area and scanning of the Skywall. So you'll have to find it. You'll have to get in. It's always a bit different for different people. Different creatures try to move in there every now and then. Yeah, you'll have to make your way up the mountains, find it. And you're given directions that should, unless you guys do something to take yourselves off course, you're given directions that should take you there.
Gotcha. I'm just furiously making notations on the map of everything they're saying. Like this part seems more stable than this part. This part should be a little more safe if we stick to the path.
Yeah. For the purposes of trivia, for anyone who's listening to this and at home and not watching the thing, if I ever use these terms again, the Skywell is the valley that Stepped Under is part of. The west and east jaws of the valley are the mountain ranges that swoop in and surround it. And the Sliverway is a passage that moves between some of them. Just for the sake of anyone who doesn't watch the visuals. But, yeah, that's what you have. We'll probably be revisiting this map frequently over the course of your guys' adventure in the Skywall. And certain survival checks and whatnot can help you to figure out where you are. But I might be lying to you with your placement on the map sometimes. Because that's what we're doing.
Oh no.
I am a monster, it's true.
We're already in the Venture Grave.
Alright.
Before or when they head out, Avi would send a very brief message and just let Rory know that she's heading into the Skywall.
Oh.
And that things might be a little weird. So if he doesn't hear from her, don't worry too much. She loves him, and she'll be careful.
You get a message back reassuring you that they trust you, they know things are dangerous. They have faith in you, and not to worry so much about them. I will note that in the days between these events, there will also have been a message from Rory in the between days where he will just clarify. By the way, should we still be preparing for a portal to open? Because you didn't bring it up last time.
She will respond to that. No. We managed to close it. But you're safe from that. Sorry for not bringing that up.
Okay.
Just so
Just this
fuck,
fucking
dude, I'm sorry.
cut to Summergrass, a battalion of soldiers, crossbows raised. I was like, all right, thanks, and he just like puts his hand to like, false alarm, everyone. All right, everybody, go home.
God.
Dang it!
We like demon
Worked off the whole day for
invasions.
this.
I know.
My hands are like,
So do I.
Again, but yeah. Fenris, I will note that over time, over the couple of days, you have a couple more moments where, as you move around, maybe like one more over the course of these couple of days, you have another of those same instances where the landscape seems to peel away and become a similar but not identical landscape. And when I say similar, I don't mean it looks like the area that you're in. I mean, it just seems visually like whatever visions you're seeing are happening in if you're in a field, it's in a field. If you're on the mountainside, it's in a mountainous area. Like, there's vague similarities, but I don't want to give the impression that the things you're seeing look like the same place.
No, I figured as much.
You see a couple more instances of it, and you see various people, most of whom have the appearances of shadows. You see farmers in some of them. In every occasion, people don't notice you, people don't see you. The sky is always this massive black expanse that is dotted with overly clear stars, but the distance is filled with mist that seems to only part above you. But you have another couple of these moments, and every time you do, you feel bleak and cold, and you can't make much sense of them when they happen.
Cool.
Miriam, you are not contacted again by your echo during this time, although now that things have happened, you can feel something in your subconscious that you feel like if you tried to reach out to it that you probably could, but it doesn't seem interested in unnecessarily contacting you. It seems to just be laying dormant for the moment. You receive no word from your various patrons, enemies, beings that you're in contact with. You receive no more visions from Tequin during this time. No.
Would these have felt like visions from Tequin?
No. When Tequin gives you visions, it's normally a series of relatively clear elements that seem to try to pull you in a direction. There's almost always a sequence or story to what you sense. When you sensed what was happening in the village with Withercane, for example, you had sensed something, a feeling of being pulled to try to fix a situation. You had felt like you were being pulled there to try to help people. When these happen,
Right.
When these instances happen, though, you feel more like something is trying to take you, and that it's failing to do so. And I'm not saying that you feel like if you were to lose concentration, you would be taken, but you just get this vibe of the feeling here is like a black hole. Like, it's not you that it wants, but it's just pulling everything into it. Every time you see it, there's this inescapable feeling of dread that when you get away from, it feels like you had a dreary nightmare. It doesn't feel like a vision that's telling you to go somewhere and help something. It feels like a foreboding, ominous black hole trying to pull you in.
Cool. Great. Thank you.
In fact, I'd go as far as to, as a final thought, say that who you are feels like almost irrelevant. Like the visions aren't even for you. They're purposeless.
Oh, how strange.
Of course, that's all only as far as you know. The true intention behind them, if there is any, would not be evident to you.
Okay.
Yeah, the day is windy. As it picks up, as you guys get towards the night of this day, it goes from being very high winds to being the clearest night there's been in a while. No wind. It is upsettingly still as the windstorm during the day seems to pass, and it cools off a bit. But that night, it seems like the world becomes breathless, as you have everything that you need to proceed forward as a group.
Well,
all right then.
Are we already traveling, or are we still in Stepped Under?
You're still in Stepped Under. This has all been clarification and edification about the conditions.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to go to Flux. Do we have everything we need?
Just like going over like a checklist of everything. I believe we do, sir.
Good. We'll be counting on you.
And you. I have all the information, but you're far more adept at survival and finding your way through a dangerous territory.
I'll do my best to keep everyone safe and on the right path.
We both will. I'll awkwardly put up my hand for like a handshake, like affirm things.
Clasp hands.
Yeah.
Predator clasp.
Yeah. It's good. Oh, I'm so happy you guys know what that is now. Oh, yeah.
You just hear my arm creaking. You are very strong, sir.
Sorry, I put away the hammer. There you go. It's a little better.
I will note, as of the last time I described things, it is around 8 p.m. at night, but things are also the best conditions they've been since you left. It is up to you guys when you choose to leave. You don't have to leave now. I don't want to make you feel pressured or anything.
Then yeah, I guess I'll ask like, what do you think, sir? It's getting dark, but the weather does seem favorable.
This valley, the skywall can, change on a dime, can't it? On a flip of a coin.
Yeah, I'll just like look at the map. Is there like a certain distance we can expect to get before things start getting crazy?
You would be informed that the purpose, like the distinction of the Northumberland Pass seems to be that it is a stretch of land that is not affected by the conditions, the changing conditions of the skywall. Like once you're out of that pass and into the Winder Peaks, then you're going to have to deal with the conditions. But the first day of travel or so, day and a half, you can expect to be as the map predicts. And after that point, it's mostly look for these landmarks, like look for these particular pathways. And the instructions clearly tell you, do not rely on compass directions and whatnot. Like, rely on your ability to find these things. Always be heading up, like that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Then, I would predict that we have about a day and a half where the path will remain mostly static. But once we find these landmarks, it will start to get more dangerous, less predictable.
Can any of us divine the weather for tomorrow? Do we have that capability?
I don't.
I do not.
Fenris?
I could try.
Yeah. Time, Cleric. Tell us the time it's going to, get really
Rain, or whatever.
Fenris will kind of look a little tiredly at Vogan, but then seriously attempt to ascertain the time, the weather. Yeah. Like, what would be the most advantageous time for us to leave? Like, the best feeling time, the time that gives her the best... I don't know. This is a fucking reach, guys.
Do you have any abilities, is what Miriam is inquiring.
Oh,
not like...
Well... not that I can use currently.
This would be such a good time to have a druid.
Yeah.
Bet
yeah,
you're
it
right.
would.
It's true.
Flints off in
Cody.
summer grass, just being fucking
One jump ahead of the bread line.
fucking.
Hell yeah.
Man, if only there was an Arctic loving druid at hand. Oh well.
I think you guys should go
Crazy.
whenever it's not snowing.
I mean, any time is a good time to go. Yeah, I have nothing that can.
Roll me nature, Fenris.
Pardon my language.
We'll
but
go
shit.
for the most general expectation. Roll me.
Yeah,
roll me nature.
nature. Where's
I've got
nature on my
proficiency.
sheet?
Can I roll as well?
I was gonna say I have double proficiency.
Okay, we're gonna say that Fenris is doing this
You-
because Fenris is using their vague time
Sure.
powers
Sure.
in conjunction with their knowledge of nature.
She puts a finger up. I'll be right back. She walks outside and stares at the sky, rather annoyed.
A 16.
Good. Hell yeah.
Fenris, you figure, from someone who lived out in the streets a lot and had to deal with a lot of weather patterns to someone who, yeah, as opposed to anyone else. Like, most people don't deal with weather, I guess, Logan. Anyways, as opposed to, as someone who once lived outside, as someone who is attuned to the passage of time and can look upon it with a unique perspective and knowing what you do about weather patterns, you predict that the lack of wind and the temperature's probably going to hold a bit into the next day. You feel like it's probably going to get colder. And the winds will, given the patterns around here, the winds are likely going to pick up tomorrow. And there's going to be a bit more difficulty, but it shouldn't be to a problematic degree. It doesn't look like it's going to rain or snow anymore for a while. That may change once you're in the mountains, but it looks like, at least for most of the trip, it doesn't feel like it's going to rain or snow.
I want it to just be the exact opposite of everything he just said. It's just like, I predict this, and it's just the exact opposite. Sunny day.
All right.
Everything's great.
Fenris will enter back in with the same slightly annoyed expression and then perk up and say, well, according to what I could gather from what I believe today's forecast will be a cold front in the morning, followed by picked up winds later in the day, and possible rain and snow as we venture further in the mountains.
You would guess all
So I
weather here
believe-
would be snow, just FYI.
The forecast dictates snow further in the mountain, but it looks like.
Are you in front of a green screen right now? Like, are you pointing all of that to us?
She's got the map against the wall. She's
Yeah.
pointing.
You're cool. You could do all that by yourself. I thought you'd like ask your god.
Oh,
Wow.
I hadn't thought of that. I just, I've had many an adventuring day outside. Honed my
So
skill.
it's gonna snow. It's
It should. Here we should be good.
okay.
It's going
We
to
leave
get
in the morning.
colder.
I think that's where we're at.
Yes.
Okay.
The further we get into the mountains, because it is closer to the atmosphere,
Fenris,
it will
Fenris,
have
Fenris.
higher.
Fenris.
Yes.
No,
I'll
no.
hold each of her
Don't
cheeks.
stop her. This is entertaining.
No, let her finish. Like,
See where
She's
she was
on to
going.
something.
Her ear will start to twitch. She'll just kind of sit back down with the group. I'm just saying tomorrow morning will be good for us to go. I think that's when we should leave. If our leader so decides.
Yeah. We'll leave in the morning.
The visibility will be better.
Yeah. Even though
Also,
it's clear.
just a check. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say. Even though it's clear, I still feel it's safer to leave in the morning when we, during light.
Agreed.
Agreed. Also, just to check. Do you guys have food?
Got a bunch of rations, yeah.
I have a bunch of
Love it.
rations. I'm not too bad at finding stuff out in the wilderness.
I've about a week's worth for me and Jerky.
I am a
You think-
supreme hunter. I will find what I need.
What if you run into those wolves?
I will run away.
And cry.
A good boy.
The Supreme Hunter will run away.
I should.
A supreme hunter knows what it takes to survive.
That's why he knows better than to try to hunt this prey, huh? Right, Cat?
I'm biding my time, bird.
Uh-huh.
Eventually,
I'm sure.
when your guard is let down,
Mm-hmm. You're
I'll
gonna start
have-
scratching him behind the ears.
That's what I call someday, bird. Nom nom nom.
You'll find this bird's not so easy to catch, Cat.
Vogan, dying.
Yeah, bitch!
All right, so the group has decided, anything else on the food conversation, or has the group decided to leave in the morning?
I apparently don't have any rations, so I'll need to, hunt.
3. Yeah, we shall hunt the land!
Don't worry, we have the alchemy jug. You can just eat mayonnaise.
It's true! You can literally have all my rations before we let that happen.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That attracts kobolds.
Really? Ugh.
I had not heard that.
Apparently they have a thing for it.
Ugh. Mayonnaise.
Yeah, kobolds are really disgusting.
Kobolds.
Oh.
Yeah, dealt with a bunch
Good
of
to
them
know.
when we were going to get Edrigan.
Awful.
Bastards.
They're very loud. They scream a lot.
Yeah, I
Oh.
know.
Jesus.
So they tune into this.
I hate kobolds.
hate kobolds. Not as bad as the drow, but hey.
All right, you guys.
Going to bed.
You guys head to sleep and you wait one last day. I'm going to, just in case anyone has like HD they need to regain, I'm just going to long rest everybody again to give you back the other half. As you guys rest, we're going to go to the next day. We're going to go, we'll say 8 a.m. It is the 2nd of September. 8 a.m. a Tuesday. The weather is acceptable. As you guys go to leave, it is around midday. The wind is beginning to pick up, but the sky is clear, and the temperature is actually the highest it's been since you came here. It's about 20 degrees Celsius. It's actually not far off from just what it is out here, just in the city. Neat. I have a thing.
wow.
I have a thing helping me generate stuff on the fly. It's great. With that, with you guys preparing to go, saying your goodbyes to people in town, say goodbye to Winchester, who Kimberly has agreed to look after into perpetuity if you don't come back, and eventually try, like, as soon as messengers come back around, he's going to try to send word to, if it's okay with you guys, if you guys could have arranged to, like, nope, Cracklies. You guys could have arranged to have a message sent back to Edrigan, to get him to see to Winchester.
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting Cracklies.
Yes.
Good
One,
option.
Oh no!
one sec. I'm gonna see if I can fix this. I think I know how. Oh, it went away. Damn it.
Okay.
It knew I was coming for it.
He's like, oh,
Dude, that's how tech shit works all the time.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
Let
like,
me
I'm
prove.
on to you.
Let
What?
me
What do you
prove I know how to fix you. Don't just run like a coward. But
Yeah.
I cast sending on Winchester.
oh, there it is again.
Oh fuck.
One sec. One
Take your
sec.
time.
Just give me one.
Now that the
As
scar's
soon as I had my sound
crackle.
thing up, I'm leaving it up. I'm leaving up my sound menu. Next time it happens, I'm gonna get it. Gonna get it. Okay. You yeah, you said you're casting sending?
Yep.
Who on who, sorry?
Winchester.
Uh-huh, because he will understand you. Go ahead.
Oh.
Quinn's not around right now, and we're gonna go do some stuff to get him back. If we're not back soon, someone will come and pick you up, and we'll meet you later.
He responds with the vague and simple message of, I trust you. He'll come back. They always do.
A little bit petting him before we go.
You guys turn, adorned with your variously different, I'm sure, slightly differently styled winter cloaks. You all turn your attention towards the previously partially traveled Northumberland Pass. And you guys all begin your journey into the Skywall, away from the last vestiges of civilization on your journey towards it, into the unknown. And I think I'd like to stop there. I think I'd like to stop our adventure there for today.
Sure. Damn it. It made Cody correct that he wasn't going to be in this game.
I don't know. Obviously, Cody's going to be back at some point. I don't know when.
Yeah.
Cody, you get that right. I don't know when you're going to show up.
I'm never coming back.
Damn.
Cody,
He's like, I'm here. You
Cody,
deserve forever.
roll for room.
All right, let me do that real quick. Hold on.
All right, hold on. Roll for room. Do it.
Hold on. You go over there.
Rolling for room?
Getting over there.
He did it! He's in the room!
I'm in the room!
Wait, that's all nothing.
What a grand adventure.
Yeah.
Wait.
I think
Logan?
that's, yeah?
Sorry. Continue. I do agree it's a good place to stop. Could Avi have sent a letter back with, or just left one with Kimberly if we're gonna have someone come pick him up?
Sure.
Just leave a letter to be sent back to Rory.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You can.
I'll put the letter in my journals for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, today's a bit on the shorter side game-wise, but I feel like everything that was talked about and managed about today and where we're ending is appropriate, so we can all get our heads back in the adventuring game.
Yeah. Hey.
All right.
Adventure.
And with that,
But yeah, I just so people understand, I wasn't waiting to play or anything. I knew I wasn't gonna be into this game. I'm fine.
Ridiculous.
he knows what's
I
up.
was getting, yeah.
Alrighty.
Cody knows us.
And with that, I'm gonna run some credits.
Oh, shit.
My goodness.
Fucking Fallen Knight 257. I hate you.
But that's not even a thing. That's just what my Steam name is.
Get a better name.
my original Steam name was Fall Knight, and
We're being
Memrise is like, who the fuck
We're being
is
real
this?
easy on Stewie. I'd like to just as credits
Yeah,
roll. I'd
gotcha,
like to remind people at home. I didn't mention it on stream. So we're currently in the midst of the support we get on Twitch is amazing, and it's more than enough. But we're also setting up a Nat19 specific Patreon that will have rewards such as sharing full versions of art, maps, creature blocks, getting free copies of Drive-Thru RPG stuff, as well as we're trying to set up some interaction where Hayden will put out polls and you guys can have some influence over what Hayden works on dice-wise.
Yeah, crazy. You guys might be able to have those. Gotta work out the proper logistics of it, but you guys might be able to purchase those dice pretty soon. Who knows?
They're
Crazy,
all
wild.
So beautiful. Like my
You're
God,
all
Hayden, you're so talented.
Literally
I'm
the most
happy
gorgeous
you guys
dice.
like them.
I could just. Ooh, they're just. Oh, no words.
I want to eat the Lexi one.
It's God damn it! That's exactly what I was gonna say, but I didn't want to say it. I was
That's
like,
how I know they
I
look
see,
good.
I see them, just want to put them straight in my mouth.
Oh.
Then I succeeded with the Lexi die.
I just realized somebody. Okay, so actually, Manny, fun fact, you're actually partially right. Some of the Idolic armaments, including Orbis and Hrock, should be increasing to +2 as opposed to +1. When they should have been as a level 10.
Nice, guys.
Oh, sorry, Orbis was already listed as that. But
Orbis is already
Yeah,
that,
I have to change Hrock to that. The Constella queries do not get stronger with level. They have their own conditions. They have things that have to be met. They are not based off of the level of the creature that uses them.
Man, level 10's pretty fucking tasty for Lexi. Hell yeah.
All right. And with that, so yeah, we're setting up that Patreon, and we will release the link to it once we feel it is proper. But I wanted everyone to know that we're currently building it, and if you guys want to give more regular support in that structure, know that there will be separate rewards, obviously, for subscribers here and for patrons there. But if you guys wanted to have a kind of support where you can just do it and leave it and let it renew and maybe get some stuff out of it that's documented, we'd appreciate that. It would also help us to know what we can expect for recurring support if we get stuff over there. Because it's easier, because Twitch is a bit more unpredictable in that regard. But...
Also, hi, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Jumped in at the end.
Sorry. And
you missed the adventure of Quintus getting in the room.
It's true.
It's true.
And with that, I think that's where we're going to end the YouTube side of things.
Oh, goodbye, YouTube.
Goodbye, YouTube side.
Goodbye, YouTube.
You're all loved and appreciated. Mwah.